Hello everyone, amazing people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabriel. This is my third video talking about what I consider to be key principles to live by for success and happiness, things that have worked well in my life that I want to share with you. Today I'm going to be talking about what I refer to as maintaining a fair and open perspective of things. You know, as we go through life, everyone kind of sees things in a different perspective, okay? So our thoughts, feelings, and happiness is really based a lot on the interpretations we make of what's happening around us. I believe in moderation and balance with most things. That's why I don't identify myself as a bleeding heart liberal, and I'm certainly not a conservative Republican. Only a Sith thinks in absolutes. But anyways, so keeping an open perspective is really important. And one way you do that is identifying, do you have any past resentments that haven't been resolved? Or do you have a big chip on your shoulder? Because if you do, that can really skew your perspective on things. My late mother had a really difficult life and a lot of challenges. She went through life with a big chip on her shoulder. She felt that she was never accepted for who she was by her parents, that being my grandparents, since she was a child, and that she was just never really loved for who she authentically was. So she had this huge burden she always carried with her that caused her to be abrasive and aggressive. It's like she kind of wanted people to just accept her and know her and love her before they even met her, you know? So she just overcame people's personal spaces and put people off. And unfortunately, she never recognized that she had all that resentment with her and that she hadn't healed and cleared that to be ready to connect with people. So yeah, you got to let go of past resentments, and healing takes time. I have a saying when it comes to self-healing: I am my own best therapist. And it's true. You got to count on yourself in hard times to get through things and overcome difficulties and be a strong person. It's great to get help and feedback from other people and friends and loved ones and maybe professionally, but first and foremost, you count on number one, that's yourself. While maintaining a fair perspective of things, it's good to kind of do a test. If you're assessing a situation, you want to ask yourself, you know, if not for this, would something have happened? I'm going to give an example of somebody who, in my opinion, humbly, doesn't always maintain a fair perspective on things, and that is President Trump. Some time ago, you know, we know President Trump's policy on immigration, of course, is very anti-immigration. And some months ago, a Mexican immigrant living in the United States happened to drive drunk one evening and was in a terrible accident. I think he was injured. He killed the passenger in the car that he struck. And Trump's comment was, now you see, that's what happens when we let those illegal immigrants into our country. They kill one of our own. You know, clearly that was a terrible accident, and I feel horrible for the victim. I mean, nobody should go through that. But with that said, you know, there are people killed in drunk driving accidents, you know, every minute of every hour of every day around the world. Unfortunately, it's just a mistake that human beings sometimes make. And asking ourselves that if not for this, would this have happened? Well, him being a Mexican illegal immigrant, did that have anything to do with the fact that he happened to kill somebody in drunk driving? No. I mean, he made a mistake and was impaired that night. It could have been anyone else drunk driving. That, you know, there were hundreds and thousands of other drunk driving accidents that day across the country that were made by white Americans and African Americans and Hispanic Americans, on and on. So it has nothing to do with his race and where he was from, that he was in a terrible accident that killed somebody. So that's maintaining perspective. But Trump has no perspective on things a lot of time, and he just makes rhetoric on things that's completely irrational. Not good when you're the leader of a country. Okay, so again, I always try to look at something fair, open, and, you know, neutral. An example in my life, there was somebody who was a really good friend of mine in university. We met, I was 21 at the time, and he and I had a lot in common. We liked the same type of music. I'm into big 80s hard rock and 80s big hair bands and stuff like that. We liked the same music, went to concerts together, we went to clubs together, we went out to eat, we did traveling together, we went to lots of fun different places, and it was pretty cool. We really related. After several years of being what I thought was really good friends, this is one of my two best friends when I was in university, he suddenly turned his back on me. He had a grievance over something, or a difference of opinion, but nothing that should have threatened a friendship or something we could talk through, and he just suddenly stopped talking to me like a just cold turkey thing without any communication and fairness to me. I now was shocked. And then after a few months, I tried to write him a letter and send it to him and, talk about everything and work on our friendship. And he didn't even read it and returned it back to me, returned to center. So I thought, well, that's it. It's finished. Screw you. I'm moving on. Over the next few years, he at times would suddenly get back in touch with me. Like he'd call me and ask how I was and talk to me and kind of slowly worming his way back into my life. But he never addressed what had happened. And I didn't bring it up. And at first I was kind of really keeping a distance from him when he talked to me. I was very short with him. I didn't have much to say. I didn't think we'd ever be friends again. But then over time, I kind of forgot about that and forgave a little bit. And I just took it for what it was. And he came back into my life kind of as a friend. It's never the way it was. I had let go of that resentment. I felt that I was wrong, but I didn't harbor it. Time had passed. He didn't want to talk about it and bring it up. If he wanted to become closer friends, and get over that stuff, that's something he could have addressed. If not, we were kind of acquaintance friends, and I just let it be what it was, and that probably was the best case scenario. So that's it, man. That's my third key principle for happiness. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me examples of times where you've had to show fair and open perspective on things, and keeping a balanced interpretation, how that's helped you. Thanks for watching. Let's be amazing together. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Gabriel. Peace out.